Cool. Oh, let me put this. Extra lighting. Yes. All right. Awesome. We're not gonna put that in the video. What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to Spliff Talk. Today we have a very special guest. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode on Spliff Talk. Today, we finally got somebody for the show, for the interview. First interview of the year, first interview in a long ass time. But while I light this little blunt we got, I'm gonna introduce my friend, Steven.
What's up?
Introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about yourself, what you do, how old are you, where you from?
I'm 25, I drive trucks, and I live over in Sussex County. I live with the fucking rednecks. Yeah, there we go.
Haven't had a redneck on my show yet.
Oh, fuck you. I'm not a redneck.
But you almost lived the life of one.
No, I stay away from them.
Yo, for real?
Yeah, no, they're crazy. Fuck that shit, man. Listen, when I drink fucking Jaegers. They're trying to pull out fucking moonshine.
You ever try like a really strong moonshine, like
Yep.
almost killed you?
Yep.
And which one? What flavor was it?
It was homemade.
Oh shit! So it was like really strong. Didn't even have flavor.
No flavor.
Oh damn! The strongest one I've ever tried was like this apple pie moonshine that my friend gave me one time. He was like, "Yo, it tastes just like apple pie. Here, try it." And I'm like, "For real?" So I fucking drank that shit, bro. I got the cinnamon after the fucking alcohol blast in my mouth. It was like a burning. It was like so good but so hot. It was like
Yeah. That's why I stay away from moonshine. Anything that is even cured in moonshine, like fucking fruit. It's actual fruit. You think, man, this shit's gonna be great. You fucking take a bite of it. No. All straight alcohol.
right.
Once it's all down, you're fucking like, dying over here. Then, oh, I got the peach flavor. Nice. That's
Yo,
great.
and those give you like the worst hangovers sometimes, bro.
Yeah. Only time I ever got a hangover.
Yeah, me too. I normally don't get hangovers from getting drunk from beer or liquor, but moonshine, that shit had me fucked up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fucked up.
Fuck yeah. It's like 200 proof.
So, bro, came all the way over here. What part of Jersey? It's Sussex, right?
Yeah.
How is Sussex compared to like Hudson County?
I'm not too familiar with Hudson County.
Well, Hudson County is Jersey City.
Oh, Jersey City.
Yeah.
It's Sussex County. It's actually a lot very, very clean.
Suburban.
Pretty much, it's
okay.
suburban. You got your little towns. Of course, you got your houses right next to each other, and then also you got the fucking rich part where in 5 miles there only might be 20 houses.
Yeah.
Because everybody owns a huge fucking property up there. You're driving, you got to be careful because you got fucking cow signs like cow crossings.
Really?
Yeah, swear to God.
Cow signs? Mm-hmm. I've only seen those like close to the bait to McGuire Air Force Base. That's by Bordentown in South Jersey.
You might have to deal with being stuck behind a garbage truck if you're driving around here. No, I get stuck being behind a fucking tractor. Fucking great. I'm like, I grew up in the fucking city. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand you're trying to do your
And you can't
job.
really go around them, right?
Nah, I do it anyway.
Oh, you do it
I
anyway?
would see a line and there would be like 3 fucking people and I'm just looking and I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking gun it.
Well, let's tell my fans a little bit about us and how we became friends.
Yeah.
I met you through my cousin, right? That's literally the first time I met you. When like you and a couple other your friends came over to my house.
Yeah, it was the first time. It was me, my cousin Drew, another kid named Ephraim.
Oh right. Right.
He actually became a sheriff's officer.
No way.
Yeah, he cut everybody off, you know, but we understood why because you know he's focusing on his career.
Right.
And it was kind of good because, you know, at that time, like, you know, before I moved to Sussex County, you know, you know, we're making moves and all this other shit. So it's good to know a sheriff's officer, but it's bad at the same time because, you know, if he's having a shit day, he's going to pull you over. And if he's low on his quotas, he's come on, man. Remember that one time in like 5th grade I took the rap for you? You know, he's going to ask for that favor.
Like, come on, help me with this quarter. Take this ticket, bro. Just take it.
You know, he's gonna cost you money. And then Adam, that was the other guy, the one that always fell in love with the fucking dog. She's just sitting on the couch for like 2 hours, just playing with your cat.
Yeah, I remember.
I talked to him here and there. I believe he moved to Texas.
I heard a lot of people moved to Texas.
He's doing it because you know, trying to better his life. What else? I think he was him and his cousin were trying to start a restaurant business because at one point his cousin was like, hey, like, do you think you can, you know, like, help me out, you know, with some like menu ideas, all this other stuff. I was going to help him out, create a menu, but then that's when I moved over to Sussex, you know, started working, trying to get my shit together to better my life. You know, I just kind of cut, you know, people off, you know, not because I wanted to, it's just because, you know, you gotta deal when it comes down to life.
Yeah, I feel you.
Gotta make those decisions.
Yeah. And now I remember that, like, you were very big into cooking.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it was after that I started going to culinary school myself. But you still dream about doing that, like wanting to have your own restaurant?
Absolutely. I actually have a 10-year goal where past couple years I took a break from cooking. Because, you know, cooking's something I love to do, and right now I don't enjoy cooking. You know, I don't feel the happiness of cooking, you know, because of what I'm going through.
Right.
So, you know, right now I'm driving trucks, you know, for this crappy fucking company. But I'm not looking at like, damn, I have a shit job. You know, because you can make your job pretty good if you want to, and that's what I try to do every day. And I'm using it as a stepping stone because I'm studying for my CDO. So in the next 10 years, I want to own my own rig and or own a restaurant.
Okay.
So I want to do both, but what's going to help me bring in the money is by driving trucks.
Let me ask you a question though. You don't feel like if you're already investing into like getting a rig, why not instead of investing into a rig, you invest into a food truck and you can start off that way?
That is a good idea. I did think about it, but food trucks for me, I like going to them. I don't want to work in one of them or own one of them just because it's a small. Like when I mean, like, I want a fucking kitchen, I want a fucking, you know, flat top. I want fucking.
No, yeah, I completely understand you. You want the space, you want to be comfortable.
Exactly. Because
so you rather just invest in the restaurant.
Yeah, and the good thing is, I actually did find this one guy, who invests into, you know, places, and he's always looking for a partner. And he said, you know, once you're not able to, you know, do that, give him a call. And he's only 2 years older than me. He's 27, and he's 50% owner of a coffee bar, and also a pizzeria.
Wow.
So he's always looking for something. You know, is it smart to have, you know, businesses 50-50? Absolutely. Because instead of the whole thing, you only have to worry about, you know, coming up with half of the money. And then eventually, you can open up a second restaurant, you know, or a second pizzeria, whatever it is, and own that one yourself.
Right.
Because you, one, already have the clientele. You already have the money from your first business. And, you know, you're pretty much set in stone from there. You know what you're doing. You know, where you can fully be confident to go out by yourself.
Right.
You know, without that partner. Because sometimes partners can screw you over. You know.
Hold on a second. Princess! We're doing the show over here. Nobody want to hear you whining.
Go ahead.
Bitches. Oh man, I was
Sorry.
talking about something.
It's my dog. She's very affectionate this morning. She just wants to be all over us and everything because she hasn't seen him in a minute, and he has a dog himself, so she's like going crazy. But
We're doing the show. Relax.
you get love after. Anyway, continue.
So, that's pretty much like what I have planned.
That's good. I mean, it sounds like a solid plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's definitely would be great. Like if one day you can partner up with him and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you know get that going because myself we've talked about the same ideas too about certain ideas that we had about a weed restaurant.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, eventually when they make the regulations and legalizations of being able to sell cannabis-based products, because I heard that in California it's very difficult to get that license, and like
It is. I forget. I'm horrible with names, but there's a couple people in the world that actually do own their own business.
Mhm.
You know, it's a food business, but all their products are made with THC.
Mhm.
And I would watch them, and I'm like just fucking fascinated. Like, you can do anything with food. Infuse it with THC. Now people are fucking eating gold.
Yo, word! I saw that video.
Mhm.
The gold popcorn, or are you talking about the gold chicken wings, or the gold something else?
Gold steak. Any place you
Oh yeah,
go
gold
to,
steak.
Like, they'll put gold on anything. Ice cream, pizza. Like, there's this one pizza. The most expensive pizza in the world is $70,000.
$70,000 for a pie or a slice?
A pie.
Oh, okay, a pie. Damn.
Yeah. So it has the finest truffle on there, the finest caviar, fucking gold. Pretty much anything.
Pretty much anything that I would not want to eat.
Well, pretty much anything that is going to cost you several $1,000s. Like, you know.
Yeah, but it's like, who the fuck really likes that combination on a pizza?
But you got to remember all those different things right there. Caviar.
I know they're all expensive as fuck.
They're not just expensive. They're, how can I put it? They have a unique flavor.
Right.
You know.
A rarity. It takes time.
Exactly. Like truffles. You know how they actually find truffle? They have pigs.
I know.
That, you know.
Yeah, explain it. I don't want to explain it. You do it.
They have pigs that, you know, end up smelling truffle. And it's crazy because it's like, that's something you don't grow.
Mm-hmm.
You can't grow it. I can't grow it.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that is made naturally by the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I will love to meet the person that came across truffle and also want to choke him at the same time. Because why does it have to be so expensive?
Right.
It's only expensive because it's really rare to find.
Right.
You know, like that's why if you watch TV or, you know, a certain show, they pull out a truffle, they give you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just one little slice.
Yeah, like a little sprinkle. And it's strong too. That's all you really need.
Mm-hmm.
You need like
one little sprinkle.
tiny sprinkles enough to fucking get your truffleness.
Yeah. There's this one place I used to work for, and they have truffle, and the guy's like, this is one item I don't like to buy because of the amount it costs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it gets more expensive every year.
Mm-hmm. Well, not really. It depends. Like you really don't know how old it is, or
Well, it
whatever.
depends
It's,
the vendor, really, right?
The vendor, where it was located,
If it's imported.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of things are very expensive to import now. Some things are hard, you know, you really can't get. You know, same thing, you know, with it's something similar, with caviar.
Right.
It's something that has to be aged at a certain time,
Fermented too, right?
Exactly. Like they actually, the finest caviar, you don't find in the ocean or whatever. You have these breeders.
Yeah.
Who breeds it?
Yeah.
They check it. They pull the freaking fish out, and the fish is like fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
They do an ultrasound on him, or well, her, not him. They do all this crazy stuff.
You don't think that's crazy? Like the savagery of that? Like you're breeding fishes to eat their babies.
Pretty much.
Like you're giving the fishes the best water, the best nutrition. You make sure that motherfucker is swimming healthy, all happy.
Just to kill.
Just to kill their babies, bro. Like that's crazy to me. Like, can you imagine what a fish is thinking?
Yeah, yeah, I'm living the good life. Whoa. What are you doing to me now?
Like, I never got to raise kids.
These are fucking kids. So it's like, pretty. It's pretty good. Like that's why, I was always fascinated with, food, cooking. Because honestly, someone's going through shit. If they're happy, if they're sad, if they're drunk, if they're high, the number one common thing they have is food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel you. I feel like that's true. Like when it comes to food, like we have like specific cravings for specific things when it comes to certain emotions.
Exactly.
Like for example, like chocolate. Chocolate is something that I cannot eat too much because it makes me horny.
Well, thank God I left the chocolate on the table.
I have a Hershey bar in the fridge.
You stay away from that.
I'm saving it for a special night.
See, like when I'm happy, I want to cook. My first thing is I want to cook me a nice, beautiful steak. I don't go to the store and you got your different cuts. You got fucking different brands. It's a really good day if I'm going to the store spending $30. To me, that's a lot for one piece of steak. People got fucking money. Yeah, that's nothing. Get a T-bone or tomahawk.
Or ribeye.
Yeah, I don't got that type of money. All right.
So what do you get?
Once in a while, I'll buy a T-bone.
What is your favorite cut of the steak of beef? Like,
my favorite will be a nice tomahawk.
ooh. My favorite, believe it or not, is a nice porterhouse. But like, I have two favorites. I have porterhouse cooked over wood.
Okay.
And like seasoned to perfection, and I always love it like medium to medium rare, with like when they have like that nice butter sauce that's mixed with like garlic or rosemary, thyme, sometimes shallots, truffle. Yeah, that's my favorite porterhouse steak. Yeah. And then on the other hand, my Hispanic side loves skirt steak.
I love skirt steak.
Oh my god, when that is cooked good, well, like
for me, one night I'm like, I'm gonna do a cheese. I want a nice fucking cheesesteak sandwich. And I'm coming across and up by me like skirt steak. It's so hard to come across because it's selling out quick.
Yeah.
And when they get it, it's always on sale because that is one cut no one really goes for, and
right. Nobody really knows how to cook it either.
Exactly, because it's very hard. So I'm like, I'm gonna make a cheesesteak. So I just got that. Nice garlic butter bread, fucking good cheese. Whatever you wanted to fucking put on it. It was cooked to perfection. It was fucking great.
I bet.
It really was.
A skirt steak, Philly cheesesteak. I like
really
that.
Much.
I like
pretty
that.
Fucking
I
much.
like that. Well, bro, let's stop talking about food before we get hungry.
Yeah, seriously.
Because it really was making me hungry. But something that we spoke about earlier this week that we wanted to speak about on this show was mental health.
Yes.
Right? Because me and you both have gone through a lot of mental health situations, a lot of depression, overcoming it, then going back into it. You know, it's kind of like a revolving door for both of us. We both have that experience, and I felt like it was a good thing to talk about because, you know, we're starting off a new year. We're still kind of in a pandemic. You know, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who feel very alone. You know, like I did, where like during most of this pandemic, I've been here by myself. You know, so talk a little bit about your experience in the past year with what you've been kind of struggling with.
So, it actually kind of started a little bit, you know, actually around this time last year. You know, all of 2021, you know, I would be depressed, get out of my, you know, funk. You know, we go for a couple months. Next thing you know, I'm back into depressed, you know. So, and that's something we really don't have control of. Right. You know, one day you can wake up feeling like a fucking $1 million. Next day, it's like, you know, it's like you're finding out your fucking cat died and you don't even own a cat. You know, you're just fucking sad for no reason.
You get triggered,
So that was kind of happening to me, and you know, I ended up getting worse, and you know, I didn't realize it, and time I realized it was too late. And you know, I was dating this girl, you know, which, you know, she was amazing, I loved, you know, and I mistreated her. You know, like I abused her mentally, and for me to do that, you know I hurt her in so many different ways. You know, I called her names. I, you know, accused her of doing stuff she has never done before. And, you know, every day, you know, when I think about it, you know, I cry. You know, I feel like a piece of shit. I know I'm a piece of shit for that. You know, people say, you're not a piece of shit, you know, you're just having a bad day. No, I am a piece of shit for doing that because I should have never done that. But then, I didn't know what the hell I was thinking because my mind was going a million miles a second. You know, 1 minute you could be fine, like I said. You know, you just chilling, watching TV, you know, outside doing whatever. And next thing you know, you're in your own head. You know, just out of the blue, like out of nowhere. And, you know, it got to the point where I was, you know, seeing things, I was hearing things. Like, you know, I can be driving. All of a sudden I see someone in my backseat, I have to pull over. And I'm like, no. Like, I need to go home, get off the road, whatever. You know, got to the point where I wanted to, you know, kill myself. And, you know, and I told someone, you know, like, no, I'm going to go fucking kill myself. You want to keep lying to me. You know, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. And, you know, I put that person through hell. So, you know, when you're feeling like that, you know, you need to try to, you know, reach out for help, talk to somebody, you know, and it's hard, you know. Those are the first steps, you know, mental health, you know, if you suffer from severe depression or PTSD, you know, you'll see things that aren't there, you will hear things, you get in your thought, you know, no one's there. But you just got that voice in the back of your head that's telling you otherwise. Like, no, it's this. In reality, there's no one there. You know, like, you talk to certain people about it, they think you're fucking crazy. You know, some people, you know, they know how to deal with it. You know, they get the help they need. Some people don't know how to ask for the help they need. They think they can do it by themselves. Like, I thought I can do it by myself. And I didn't, and I fucked up everything for me. You know, where I was living, you know, the girl, you know, I wanted to be with, you know, I fucked up all that shit for me, you know, and I am, you know, 100% at fault for that, because I didn't know how to ask for help, and when I will say, you know, no, I'm going to get help, you know, I always brushed it off until everybody forgot about it, you know, and when you're in that state, you know, a couple times, you know, I ended up last year, you know, I ended up doing, you know, drugs a couple times, you know, it's not like I was going out looking for it. You know, if I was with a friend, you know, we'll be drinking, someone's you know, about to pull out something dumb, you don't know what the fuck it is, you're drunk, you're not you,
right,
and you're just gonna go fucking do it.
Right.
You know, or if you're sad, you're depressed, you know, you're having all these feelings. The only escape that you know is by gonna go do some drugs.
Right.
Each drug has a different effect to it. You know, and you're gonna go find that drug that's gonna, you know, distract you mentally, where nothing in the world matters. Like, you're just in your own world. It's just you, yourself, and then whatever the fuck you're doing. That's it. No one else is there. No one's there to bother you.
Right.
You know, it's like an escape route, and it's the wrong way to it's the wrong way to go about all that stuff.
Right.
So,
You know, something that you brought up that's a very good point is like when you're in that state of loneliness, sometimes we don't realize that in that state of loneliness we kind of convince ourselves that we don't have anyone that we can reach out to, and then at the same time, because we feel alone and we can't talk to nobody, we start trying to handle these things alone, and that's how we end up in that rabbit hole.
exactly.
You know, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people can definitely relate to, because during this pandemic, there's been a lot of people expressing how lonely it feels now, because it almost feels kind of separate now, more separate, because you have people who have gone ahead and taken the vaccine in New York City, and they can go party, go to the clubs now, go to restaurants, technically have a normal life. And then you have people like me who, you know, maybe are not completely against vaccines, but is definitely against this one.
Yeah.
Because of specific personal reasons, right?
Exactly.
You know, so like, it's like, damn, where are we going now?
Yeah.
You know, how are we gonna get back to ourselves?
Exactly.
You know, and not feeling like this, like we're trapped in this fucking environment.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think has helped you dealing with this?
Honestly, reaching out, like, you know, to people, you know, people I haven't talked to in years. You know, people that understood the situation, or you know, at least try to understand it. You know, people that aren't gonna judge. You know, because I was talking to this one person about it, and they're like, you know, you think they're understanding, and then the next second you realize they're having a conversation with you, but in a nice way, where they're calling you fucking crazy. Like, I had a conversation, you know, with their person. And I realized, you know, he kept nodding, because he was like, you know, what's wrong? And, you know, I was talking to him, you know, I see him, you know, a couple times, and I was talking to him about it. And then a few other things, you know, happened, and, you know, I was telling him about it. And I caught on to it 5 minutes after into the conversation. I'm like, this dude thinks I'm fucking psychotic right now. Because he was like, you really need to go to the doctors. Well, no shit.
Yeah.
Well, without health insurance, you know, it can be difficult.
To get a therapist, yeah.
You know, like, everything costs money. And for you to even go to doctors, someone has to pay for it. You know, it might be you, or it might be the fucking state, or it can be, you know, this little small company that, you know, is just trying to help someone out. You know, everything costs money, and, you know, like, if things weren't so fucked up where, you know, things, you know, if things weren't expensive, it would be a hell of a lot easier. Because since this pandemic, everything has skyrocketed. Because no one wants to work. They have to, you know, fire people just to pay the people more that, you know, that they're keeping, just to keep their business going. For an instance, I went into a store last night. I remember when a gallon of milk was $3. This shit was $6. I'm like, when the fuck did this shit go up $3?
Oh, wow.
You know, I'm looking at certain things, like tobacco products, that's something that's constantly going to keep going up. Gas, it's always going to go up, and it's always going to go down.
Right.
You know? certain products like milk. That shit just went up. That shit's not coming down.
Milk has gone up, has always been steadily going up and up every year.
Yeah, but
I still remember when milk used to be $1.29.
yeah, for the little small quarts.
No, for
a
the gallon.
Oh, damn.
And that was when I was a kid.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
We're only 4 years apart.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I have good memory from the 90s since I was a kid. So it's like.
I have select few memories.
Oh, okay. Well, I still remember when milk was cheaper.
Yeah, like, you know,
Mhm.
like even like $3, you're like, all right, cool. You know? $3, you know, some places were like $3.29. It would always go up like a quarter or whatever. We didn't care. But I'm like, $6. I'm like, that shit better have a drop of gold in there. Like, that shit better fucking clean out my system. I better do something if I'm paying $6 just for milk.
Where?
You know?
Right.
Like, fuck that shit. Some people can't even afford $6. You know, but they desperately need milk, and they can't get milk now.
That's why most of Jersey is on welfare.
Yeah.
Using food stamps. Even me, I gotta be using food stamps because I can't afford
Yeah.
my own groceries.
Yeah, like things are getting hard, and it's like the government and the economy, like they don't really see it. Like everything's going.
I think
up.
they see it. They just ignore it. They really ignore it because look what's going on with New York, right?
Yeah.
They got a new mayor, but right now everything is mandated,
Yeah.
right? Maybe soon Jersey's gonna start being mandated.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'm moving.
Mhm.
I'm moving out of Jersey
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna have a life
Yeah.
if I have to take the vaccine.
Absolutely, 100%.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's mad annoying. So it's like I have to think about my son, you know, my future, like what I want to do with this show, everything. So it's like it's I know exactly what you mean. And then now, when going back to talking about therapy, now they're trying to create apps
Yeah.
where like you can have a conversation with a therapist, but it's like, who the fuck wants that? Like, what happened to human connection, personal touch?
Yeah.
You know, face to face, like letting me know that you care. Like, it's not the same anymore.
And that's the biggest that's the biggest thing right there, is where if someone's going through something, their first thing is they're not loved, they don't care. We know it's not true, but then yet we also convince ourselves it's true because we don't hear it. You know, someone might know you're going through shit, they're not going to reach out. They're not going to give a shit about you. You know, if they have their own problems, they're trying to figure out what they're going through, they're going to not give a shit about you.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a phone call. You know, I was making some calls because, you know, I'm trying to go back to school, get my GD, you know, get my Class A CDO. And, you know, I'm making all these moves, and I'm on the phone with this random ass person. And, you know, what did they say? Oh, I told them, I'm like, yeah, I'm going back to school. I'm going to, you know, study for my Class A CDO.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, wow, good for you. You know, you should be very proud of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the first person that has ever said that to me in months. You know, person doesn't even know me, can give two shits about my life. Just ask a simple question. Do you go to school? No, but I'm going back to school. This is what I got planned.
Mm-hmm.
And just hearing that, you know, you should be proud of yourself, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just to hear that from a random person actually made my day. You know, because, you know, I haven't heard anything like that because I've just been screwing everything up for myself. You know, and I just kept digging myself a grave, and it was just going deeper. You know? So, a lot of people, they will understand if they're going through something, but then, yeah, a lot of people won't understand. They won't try to understand. Because their first thing is, you're fucking crazy. Yeah, there's times, you know, we might act crazy, but it doesn't mean we're crazy.
I feel like that's a big misconception, like calling people crazy. Like it's a good topic too, because it's like women feel like that. They hate that word. You know?
Yeah.
But what it really is just sometimes like I feel like we're getting to I feel like especially in Jersey.
Yeah.
I feel like in Jersey people aren't as nice. Like compared to other states that I've been to, like people here won't naturally try to have a conversation with you. They won't really care. They don't have manners when they're driving. They don't have manners when they're in the freaking stores. Like,
no.
You know, and you worked in 7-Eleven, so like you're dealing with people all the time.
Yeah, I was at one point. Yeah.
So for you to say that, you know, it's been a while since you've been able to like feel good that having a conversation with a person and them complimenting you shows that people are becoming like a little bit more distant. You know?
Absolutely. Like it could be, you know, friends, family, you know, a person you're dating. You know, everybody will start getting distant. They might realize it, they might not. Mm-hmm. But then yet, we don't know if they're going through something.
Right.
Or, you know, we don't know if they want anything to do with us.
Right.
Because there's no communication.
Right, and that's a good point. You know, and we all come from different environments and upbringings, and all of that plays on our psychological capabilities and how do we deal with emotions and
exactly. And between guys and girls, out of both genders, guys tend to suicide more than females. Yeah. Because at a very young age, you know, females start getting compliments. Oh wow, you look beautiful today. Mm-hmm. You know, they will hear that every day. Mm-hmm. You know, like a female can just have a nice bum day, you know, hair up in a bun, you know, just chilling, watching movies, baggy ass sweatpants, a fucking white t-shirt with a spaghetti stain on there. And someone's going to say, you look cute today. You know? Because, you know, if we had a girl, that's something we will do. Mm-hmm. You look like a bum, but man, you look fucking, you know, hot as fuck right now. You know?
It's crazy you're talking about this because I literally have been releasing a series. You ever heard of a man called Kevin Samuels?
No.
Alright, I'll tell you about him later. But I made a series about his videos because he talks about this a lot. Yeah. About how women view men, right? And he brings up that point that men are raised to basically praise women.
Pretty much.
Right? Whereas women are raised to basically make things difficult for men. Because they're always warning them, oh, men ain't shit.
Hold on, let's get this clear before we get, you know, our asses beat random.
No, they already know. They already know. Don't worry about it.
Okay, there's two of us here and it will happen.
Right.
You know, there are men out there that are fucking crazy too.
Yeah, no.
No, there definitely is.
Absolutely.
You know?
I always try my best to like express both sides.
You know, guys, they're assholes and pieces of shit.
Yeah. No, yeah, there are definitely pieces of shit men out there.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
However, I think that a lot of that has to do with the fact that men, if you really think about it, men get fucked up because of the women in their life.
But the women get fucked up
because of the men in their life, right? It's an endless cycle,
exactly.
Right? And the thing is, though, is that it starts at childhood. And that's the point that Kevin Samuel tries to make, is that men are raised to adore women and praise them, whereas women are raised from very young to like watch out for the boys,
pretty much
stay away from them. You know, if you grow up in the ghetto, oh, your daddy ain't shit.
Yeah,
you know,
it's always something.
Don't trust these niggas. You know, like they put these defenses up in their subconscious, and these women don't even know, but they forget all these things, and then when they finally become adults, it's like a programming that's in the background. And then we are like, why is this bitch so crazy? It's like, because of all the shit her mama told her when she was young.
Yes, 100%. You know, like everything does go back to everyone's childhood.
Yeah.
On how they were raised and how they saw relationships. You know, like when we're kids, we're not thinking about relationships. We're thinking about fucking Legos and Barbies.
No.
You know, but we see our mom and dad, so we see how things are going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that just sticks in our head, and we don't realize it. We can realize it when we're in our 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s. It doesn't matter when.
Right.
That, oh shit, I'm just like my dad, or I'm like my mom, or man, I'm in a toxic relationship, you know?
Right.
Because it's just something that triggers. We never, you know, think like, how was my parents' relationship, or how was like everybody when I was growing up? Like,
I do. I think about it.
you know, like a lot of people, they don't think about that.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, one thing I always sat there and said, and people will agree with me. What I'm about to say, all guys will agree with me. You know, only dogs, babies, and females are loved unconditionally. Which they
Dogs, babies, and females. Yeah. I can
Loved
agree with that.
unconditionally.
Yeah.
Guys are only loved under the condition that they provide something.
Yeah, that they're useful.
Doesn't matter what. It could be taking out the trash or cooking dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Or, he did this.
Or working for the rest of your
Under
life.
the condition. That's the only time he's loved.
Yeah.
You know? And that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's like, if a guy's going through something, you're never going to know, because we end up having this wall up. Yeah, no, we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to talk about our problems. We'll bottle it up. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in reality, that's something that's...
It gets portrayed
Exactly.
in people's actions in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You know, like, or you'll try to... You know,
Even our own brethren, our own friends, our male friends, will forget about us for another girl.
Yeah.
Literally, men, the reason why men like us in this environment end up growing up alone and like not having long lasting relationships with other men is because those men forgot the code. Bros before hoes. Yeah, you know?
Pretty much. And, it you know...
We're not there for each other. As men, we're not there for each other no more.
Exactly. Like, you can be going through shit, and all of a sudden, we're close as hell. We knew each other for fucking 15 years, you know, for an example.
Mm-hmm.
You're going through shit, and you start to vent to me, like, what are you, fucking bitch? Suck it up. You know? I'll be the first person to hurt your fucking feelings.
Yeah.
You know? And then... we are just not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Because the person that was, you know, closest to you and that would understand says, you know, shut the fuck up. Bottle it up.
And you know what's the crazy thing about that is that that's why me, when I vent, I reach out to the females that I know.
Yeah.
I end up talking about my problems to my ex, or
sometimes you gotta be careful with that, though.
I know, right? You can't say everything. And then
No, because they will use that shit as ammunition.
I know.
No,
I already know. I already been through it,
bro. Like,
I've been through it, bro. I understand.
All right,
I know.
so
You're right.
No,
you're right.
You're
right.
All right, so one night when I was with my girl, right? I'm fat. I love food. Earlier that day, we had Chipotle. She, you know, took hers home. So I got up at 3 a.m. and I ate her Chipotle.
You ate her Chipotle?
I ate the Chipotle.
Fucking fat ass.
Exactly. So what ended up happening was, I'm at work that day. She got home early. She texts me, "Where's my Chipotle?" I'm like, I ate it. I felt so guilty, but no fucks were given.
Right.
Because that shit was good.
Right.
That was a year ago.
Right.
Tomorrow, me and her can start talking again.
Mm-hmm.
She'll bring up that fucking Chipotle.
Oh my god. Really?
She'll bring up the fucking Chipotle. The reason why I don't share shit with you anymore is because you ate my Chipotle. That was a year ago.
Yeah, women are like that.
You know? It doesn't matter when
Yeah.
or where the fuck you're at. You fucked
They
up.
They always got a pocket full of bullets.
Yeah, and then the bullets we'll have, it's gonna make them cry, and then we're the piece of shit, we're the asshole, and guess what? Fuck, we're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Not with them, because we're on the floor, or on the fucking couch. And then we're thinking that night, well, I should have kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But guess what? We're not gonna apologize either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true.
It's so true. Princess, go lay down.
She just has.
We're almost done. Go lay down.
Look, you made me drop the lid.
Go. Go.
Anyway, don't even look at her. Just ignore her.
Oh crap! We're gonna get shit on. See, up here she comes.
Princess.
She gave you that look of, oh man, wait till you guys are fucking done. I'm gonna
You heard
fuck
me,
you
right?
up."
Go lay down.
Oh man, but honestly, it's like when it comes, when it comes down to mental health, it's not something you should take lightly. Like if you are going through something where you feel like you want to kill yourself, you're gonna hurt yourself, physically, go get the help.
Yeah.
Even if it's mentally. If it's mentally, that's how it always happens first.
Yeah.
Go get the help, because that was me. I'm still going through stuff right now. A lot of things that just happened to me. It's because of it's because of me, because I didn't go get the help when I should have gotten the help. What did I do? I brushed it off. Kept brushing it off. Wait till everybody forgot. And all of a sudden, the fucking other side comes out. The side that you never want to come out, where you're a piece of shit, treating the person you love, like an asshole, pushing everybody away. And it got to the point where I even said I was going to kill myself. Like, I was so fucking ready. Didn't care who I was hurting at the time. Didn't care about who I was going to hurt, because what snapped me out of it was, I killed myself, what about all the other people? At that moment, I was going to be selfish and didn't give a fuck about anything. And I'm like, no. Because I'm going through something doesn't mean I have to put other people through stuff. And, and I've done enough damage. I really did. So I was like, still hard, something I still gotta get used to. But I know, as long as if I keep talking to somebody, reaching out, keeping my, self busy, I know everything will be okay. I know I will get myself back on the right track, and hopefully not have any more fuck ups in the future.
Right.
Just continue going to the doctors, do what I gotta do, go to therapy, just to kind of help, where I know, like, I don't need to worry about talking to anybody, because, I give this one fucking dude or female all my money, and she doesn't give a shit what the hell I'm going through. She's just going to sit there for an hour or two and listen, and that's all we need.
Right.
It's just someone to listen. Sometimes when we need to vent, we don't need the other person to put in their fucking input. I'm coming to you because I want to fucking go kill myself.
Right.
I don't need your fucking input on shit. I just need a fucking vent.
Right.
I don't care. Hold your comments to the end. You want to call me fucking crazy and smack the shit out of me later? Go for it. But not when someone's venting, because it doesn't help the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Well, I think you gave some very good advice in the sense of telling people to, like, beware of, like, what it could do to you, what it can make you do to other people, to yourself. Mental health is a serious topic in this time and age, because nowadays it's like the smarter us kids grow up to be, the more we realize, like, what is really the meaning of all of this.
Yeah.
What's really the most important thing in life, and a lot of us come to the same conclusion, which is family and companionship and being there for each other, because it doesn't matter what our dreams are or how special our talent is or skills.
Exactly.
If we don't have anyone to share it with, it means nothing.
Exactly.
And even the richest, loneliest people come to that conclusion with regret. at the time of their death. So it's like
100%.
Let's be real. We need each other, and I feel like we have to start being there for each other. Men have to be there more for men. Women got to be there more for women, and then men and women, same thing. Especially in these relationships.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like because if one person's going through something, it's hard on other people because there's people out there that want to help, but we won't let them.
Right.
And like I said, I was happy with my life, where things were going. Depression hit. Then all these other mental problems started coming back, where I threw away everything. And the person that I held dear to me, who meant the world to me, I fucked that up. Mm-hmm. And instead of trying to fix it, I kept fucking it up. Right. Where she doesn't want nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. I don't expect her to call me. I don't expect her to want to even see me or be around me. Mm-hmm. Because I know what I did. Yeah. I'm not going to sit there and, lie and...
There's acceptance of consequence.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try to, oh no, she did this and she did that. Because she didn't do nothing. Mm-hmm. There's guys out there that will physically, well, not physically, mentally, abuse a female. Sometimes they realize it. Sometimes they don't. Right. And for the guys that do mentally, abuse females, and they know they're doing it, well, they're just a piece of shit. Right. Same thing goes with females, because females will do the same thing. It's not just one or the other, because male and female, they do the same thing. Yeah.
It's misogyny.
Exactly.
A lot of men grow in an environment of misogyny, and they're either not aware of it, or they are, and they don't realize how selfish it is.
Exactly. Because, like you said, guys go crazy because of females, but females go crazy because of the guy. Yeah. And if we draw a circle around it, it always goes back to the guy, because we can be fucking assholes, pricks, whatever. Yeah. You just got some pieces of shits out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then yet you got the ones.
But believe it or not, though, according to Kevin Samuels, statistically, it's not our fault.
I'm gonna say
it's the women's.
See, that's where I'm gonna disagree,
because this is why because see, what we go through is very rare. Yeah. In a sense, because it only happens in this type of environment. Yeah. Right. But the majority of men, right, mm-hmm. are demeaned because of women nowadays. Yeah. Maybe in the past, yes, mm-hmm. men's fault, 100%, mm-hmm. and that's why we're suffering now, because of our ancestors, all those assholes.
It couldn't even, be because of our ancestors. It also can be because, how, especially for females, they're raised to have respect for themselves, to always have someone that loves them. Mm-hmm. So you will want to figure, as a girl, the number one person you always will look up to was your father.
See,
because he was the male figure in your life.
Right, but see, that's the problem. Now you're getting into certain categories, because mm-hmm. there's a category of women who grow up with a role model father, and then there's a category who don't, and then there's a category who grow up without a father, and then you have the category of women who grow up with stepfathers. Mm-hmm. It's all freaking different. So,
no, absolutely.
But that's what I'm saying. Taking all those things into account, mm-hmm. it still ends up that nowadays, because of the females from past generations and how they've raised their little girls, yep. these girls who are now our age don't realize that they're thinking a little bit like their mothers, in the sense that they have a subconscious ideology that men have something to prove all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that...
Oh, it doesn't matter what the situation is.
You know,
prove it. That's all you hear.
Right, and then another thing too is like, in this case, perfect example. In your case, you want a wife and a partner, right? Someone who takes care of you, someone who would be a good mother, someone who wouldn't mind being a housewife necessarily, or who maybe wants to contribute to your dream.
Yeah.
Right?
See, for me, I would, I want a female who, is just gonna love me and just gonna be there.
Right.
If we're both working, even if, she's not working, I don't expect to come home to food. None of that.
Oh, really?
I don't expect that because,
So you're more new school. And you're a chef too, so it's like, you're like me.
It's not, it's just not that. It's just, just the kind of thing, and it always pissed me off when I heard males sit there and say, yeah, my wife didn't cook me dinner.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
And
the majority of men are like that.
Yeah, I'm
supposedly, according to Kevin Samuels, the majority of men are like that, and me and you are the rarity.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, bro, you got 2 fucking hands, right? Yeah, go make yourself a fucking sandwich.
Right.
I always made a joke that, it'll be a good day if I can get a ham sandwich and a blowjob. That's it.
That is such like that's like such a old type of fantasy. Like,
no, but here's the thing, and I'll always follow it up saying, "I'm just a simple man."
Wow.
Like if I came home and my girl cooked me dinner, I'm gonna be fucking happy as fuck.
But if you came home without her cooking dinner,
I wouldn't give a shit. Hey, what do you want to do for dinner?
And then you cook it.
There's times I'll cook it, or I don't feel like cooking. What do you want for takeout?
Oh, okay.
I didn't give a shit. Like the girl, this one girl I was dating, I loved her cooking. I always loved her cooking.
Mm-hmm.
There was times I got mad when she didn't cook.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never expected her to cook dinner. I never expected, really much. And I always told her that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you work. You have your own life too to live. Don't live. Live your life for you, not for someone else. And that's something I just recently had to learn.
Right.
But I used to get mad because she'll make this one dish, just pretty much like a chicken parm. She'll make chicken cutlets, with spaghetti, but it wasn't the chicken or the spaghetti. It was her homemade sauce. She made sauce from scratch. And I used to get mad because that's what I will want. That, and she used to kind of make an Alfredo cheese sauce. Really good. Those are the only times I ever gotten pissed because I want it. Alright, it's been a month. I want it. Like, I enjoy cooking.
So you're a good gentleman.
I
but see, but like I said, you're a rarity compared to supposedly the majority of men are those assholes who always want their wives to just cook some shit for them.
Yeah, like even if I have a kid, I get a girl pregnant, and she's having our child. She's going to take off of work for 2-3 years? Absolutely. That's what she wants to do. I'm not going to fight with her about it. That means I just got to step up even more and just make sure, I bring home the income. I'm still going to have the same mindset. It'll be different a little bit of, I don't expect her to do shit except take care of the baby.
Right.
I come home, she didn't cook dinner. All right, what do you want for dinner? I'll cook it, or we're getting takeout. It's that simple, And that's something I used to enjoy doing was, cooking dinner. Even after fucking, a shit day at work. I'm at work planning on what I was going to cook for dinner. And I'll get so excited. I'm like, man, I'm going to make some stuffed mushrooms. you know, with, you know, some fucking steak, you know, with asparagus, you know, homemade mashed potatoes, you know, and I'm going to the store and I'm buying all this shit, you know. Like, certain things I always made from scratch. You know, mashed potatoes, yeah. I make a killer baked mac and cheese, you know. I don't like doing, you know, half-ass shit. You know, unless I'm cooking for myself. Actually, I don't even cook for myself. I use the microwave. I really do.
It's funny how when we live by ourselves, we get lazy. But then when we're the girl, we go all out.
Well, it's not just that. Like, even if I'm just hanging out, shit, I'll cook dinner. Okay, what you got? All right, let me see what I'm going through right now. Because I always enjoyed cooking for other people. Yeah. You know? Because I know how my food is.
Yeah. So it's like nothing special for you. But
exactly.
Especially when you see somebody else.
Yeah, I'm sitting thinking like, I'm going to have a cup of ramen. I'm going to, you know, have, you know, a bag of chips and a soda for dinner. Yeah. You know, or just pull out a fucking can of SpaghettiOs. You know, like, all right, what's in the freezer? Just pull out a frozen pizza.
I guess that saying is true. Food tastes better when you eat it together.
Absolutely. Eating meals by yourself fucking sucks.
Yeah, it tastes bland.
In a way, it does. Yeah. You know, like, you don't enjoy it. You're by yourself. You know, it's different if we just go grab a bite to eat. You know. But it's, like, different when it's becoming an everyday routine. It sucks. You know, it sucks being lonely. But when you're lonely, you learn to, you start to learn to love yourself. You find out who you are. You know, what you're meant to be. You know, with no distractions. Because those are the things you want going through your head. All right, what can I do to make myself love me before I can love someone else? You know, and a lot of people in relationships, they say, oh, I love my partner. You ask them this question, you love yourself? No.
No, because they're always complaining about themselves.
My question will be is, then how can you love someone else if you can't even love yourself?
Right.
That's something else I had to learn recently. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't love myself because, you know, I'm not doing nothing. You know, like, I wasn't accomplishing shit. You know, I got comfortable. You know, I wasn't, you know, ambitious. I wasn't eager. You know, I didn't have the motivation. You know, just living the everyday lifestyle, you know, same fucking routine. Get up, work, go home. Get up, work, go home. Right. Because in reality, everybody should learn how to work for themselves. Right. You know, like, you could be a fucking CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, you know, sitting, you know, on a fucking beach somewhere, you know, drinking some fucking great tequila. Why I'm working my ass off for you to sit down and enjoy that fucking expensive ass tequila.
Good point.
You know what I mean? Because why I'm driving around in a fucking crappy car, you can be driving around in a fucking Huracan or something, or a fucking expensive Mercedes. Bragging, I got money. You got your self-made, and then the people that got handed. Right. And you can tell the difference on self-made and when they got handed something. Because when they got handed something, they're never there. They're not doing their work. They're just collecting the paycheck. Point a little bit of fingers.
Word.
You know, self-made, they're there. You know, I actually had this one great boss. Me and him end up getting into it. It was my fault. But I definitely learned a lot from him. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, oh, here he goes with some of his stupid-ass speeches. You know, and I'm like, where, you know, we'll get into it and I'll go home and cry. Like, man, my boss is so mean next time going and I love him. You know, just because of the type of person he is. Great person, phenomenal boss. You know, where he is at today, he got himself there by working his ass off. You know, throughout the whole entire pandemic. When I first, met this guy, for the first 6-7 months, I probably saw him 3 times. That's it. One, because I was working overnight, and he wasn't coming to the store at 3 in the morning. And 2, because he had other businesses. Throughout the pandemic, I saw his ass every single fucking day. Coming in the door. And that's because he had nothing to do. But he came to check up on his businesses. If he needed to do something, or even if he knew you needed help, he will come in.
Yeah, so he had good work ethic for someone who was self-made. And that's how you tell the difference.
And he keeps building his brand.
Yeah.
You know, he's an investor. You know, he worked his ass off.
Yeah.
You know, he he worked at a 7-Eleven, and he had another job, working 2 jobs, 7 days a week. I don't know how long. Saved up enough money, started a business. Business took off. You know, made his first $1 million. You know, that's everybody's dream, is just to have $1 million. But he never lost that eager and ambition.
Yeah.
He kept climbing his way to the top, so he started investing into smaller places.
Yeah.
Started fucking bringing in more, and he just kept building his empire.
Yeah.
You know, and I always looked up to him in that type of way. I never told him, one thing he always said is, my biggest problem is my ego. That is my biggest problem, is my fucking ego. I'm stubborn as fuck. I can be an asshole. I can be cold-hearted when I want to be. And if you got a big ego, you got to learn to let it go sometimes. It's great to have it because it can help you. It can help build you. But at the same time, it can also destroy you.
Yeah, you got to keep it controlled.
Like my ego in the kitchen, that's one place I will never lose it.
Well, the kitchen's different. When you're a chef, you need the ego.
Yeah, well,
you need pride in your work.
So I'm like, oh wow, this is great. I know. I made it. That's my response.
Yeah.
They're like, cocky much? Do you see why? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Certain places, it's like you want to have it. Certain places, you don't. Yeah. It's good to be confident in yourself, and a lot of people lose confidence in themselves. Yeah. That's what happened to me. I lost all confidence. I lost all ambition. Lost all everything that was important. That I should have never let go.
That's good advice, bro. That's good advice. Thank you for coming on the show.
No problem.
I think we're gonna end it here.
Okay.
I think we covered a lot of topics.
We really did.
Yeah, we covered a lot of topics. So, thank you for coming on the show. Really, for real, bro.
No problem.
It's been a minute, and nice to have a special guest.
Yep.
For once, after a while.
Yeah.
The first one of the year, so.
Well, I am fucking special.
Don't be hard on yourself.
No, there's a lot mentally wrong with me.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, the word special guest.
Well, at least you're willing to admit it.
Absolutely. It took a while to admit it, but, I had to. It makes you feel better.
Yeah. To own it.
Exactly. To own it and to eat it and to eat those mistakes, It can be gut punching, but I'll rather get punched in the gut 1,000,000 times before I will hurt someone else again.
Right. And that's good. That's good mentality. Well, thanks for watching. Peace out. Maybe in a couple months we'll bring Steven back, see where he's at.
Absolutely.
But stay tuned. I'm gonna release some little clips of this video too to make it easier for you to watch. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you on the next one. Peace out.
Quick, clap some butt cheeks.